More drama in the video game industry, and today we are talking about our favorite Kotaku employee, Alyssa, the Frost 2.0 version. At least Frost knew to shut up at some point. Will this Alyssa chick? I don't know. But we also have a PlayStation employee. So we have the Kotaku article writer, and we have a PlayStation employee trying to cancel a YouTuber for doing something very dangerous. Ladies and gentlemen, RGT85. It's going to be tough for me to say, so I want everybody to prepare for what I'm going to say. This PlayStation employee and this Kotaku employee, they have really targeted this YouTuber for doing the very disgusting act of giving an opinion. Oh, I know. Before you click off the video, please understand that I know this is a sensitive topic for many people out there with pronouns in their bio. But let me make you understand that we are all laughing at you clowns because, again, this is the gaming industry. I watch RGT85. I like RGT85. He's a good dude. He's a great YouTuber. He doesn't follow me on Twitter, but I follow him. But I'm not upset about it or anything. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't offend me at all that he doesn't follow me. It doesn't bother me at all. But let's go over here to his YouTube channel. One day he's the king of YouTube. The next day he's the king of PlayStation. The next day he's the king of Xbox. Today he is the king of the gaming journalist sphere, I guess. But right here, PlayStation and Kotaku tried to deplatform me. Let's listen into a little bit of what he has to say. I want you guys to go over to his channel and check out the whole video. We're going to watch some of it right here and listen in. We also have an article being written on geeksgamers.com about this.
That this is an actual thing. So I'm not going to talk about the Sweet Baby Inc. stuff because honestly, I don't care right now about that. You know, it is what it is. I've said what I've said. I've moved on from it. I'm not someone who tries to harbor on stuff or whatever. The only reason that people are still talking about this is because the video game industry itself keeps talking about this. Meanwhile, they forget that the whole reason that Sweet Baby Inc. got put under a lens was because their employees were trying to take down a list of their games on Steam that someone created.
Yes, thank you, RGT. And again, this is something that a lot of the media doesn't want to talk about. When you see these articles out there defending Sweet Baby Inc., none of them talk about how this all started. This all started because Sweet Baby Inc. targeted Kabrutus and his Steam group. That's it, which is now up to 300,000 members right now. Shout out to Kabrutus.
That's why this whole thing started. And every story that talks about this seems to forget that little detail, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the fallout from this. Obviously, Kotaku made an article on it. I thought it was a ridiculous article, like a lot of people did. Some people rocked with it, some people didn't. Hey, that's what's cool about the internet. You don't have to agree with every single person. Now, the author of this article blocked me on Twitter.
Same here.
I made a joke or two. And it's funny because when she made the article, I looked at her Twitter later on in the day and she was like, oh, I'm having such a good time making these people mad at me. Buy me a drink. Here's my Cash App. And then she privated.
That's 100% right. So she uploaded this picture. So when she started getting the backlash, she started playing it off like, oh, all the haters are talking about me and I'm just living my best life. She posted a picture where she's smiling, saying, keep talking about me. And then not long after that, she privated her entire account because she couldn't take it, because that's how all of these clowns are.
Her account, because I guess she couldn't handle the heat. It's like, can you handle the heat or you can't handle the heat? But I basically responded to her making a silly tweet, in my opinion, that I'm going to bring up right now. Like I said, very raw, very real, very uncut. And this was the situation. This is what actually got me blocked. If you aren't sure this is a harassment campaign, take a look at the content. Look at how many sock puppet accounts flock to comments on posts. Look at the language in those comments. Look at the images they're sharing, the way they're manipulating pictures of women. And then I shared this little gif of attention, I am a victim.
That's all it took to get him blocked. Now, again, if you've had any interactions with her, then you know that you don't have to do anything, really. All you really have to do is not be a left-wing lunatic, and you're going to get blocked, and you're going to get put in this alt-right box by people like her, 1,000%.
Because in my mind, that's what she's trying to, she's making it about herself. It's not about the story. It's not about the Sweet Baby Inc. people. It's now about me, because I said that this wasn't a problem, when in actuality, there's actual proof of this being an issue. Once again, I want to remind you I want to remind you that this whole thing started because Sweet Baby Inc. employees tried to take down a list of their games that was put up on Steam. They tried to false flag this. So harassment started with them, but that's okay because, you know, they're in the right in this situation and they're holier than thou. But here's where things get ridiculous. You want to block me? Cool. That's fine. I don't care. I've been blocked by a ton of people. But when people start chiming in and then I look into who these people are, it gets a lot more interesting. So this person, Mike Diver, made a tweet on March 12th saying, "I know a lot of folk in retro gaming circles follow this guy, but maybe you want to not follow him actually. Posting this sort of thing says everything about the kind of audience he wants, and you're better than that."
So you can't post a GIF before a PlayStation employee is trying to get you deplatformed or unfollowed on social media because you posted a GIF. You posted a GIF.
And the girl from Kotaku retweeted this. So this dude is trying to say, hey, don't rock with this guy. Don't follow this guy. He's a bad person. And he's trying to get a certain audience. A certain audience. Bro, I have probably one of the most diverse audiences on this platform.
So now, here's where RGT is a little new to a lot of this stuff. Not that he's not new to the gaming stuff, because he's not. He's an OG, and he's great at it. But being, like, labeled something, welcome to the party, pal. It doesn't matter. I've been through this. It doesn't matter how much you tell them that you have friends or this. Then they just turn into, oh, I have a black friend, or he has a woman, a token woman, or a token black guy to hang out to shield him from racism or sexism. That's how the game goes. So when you respond to it with facts and reality, again, they're direct accusations, and then you battle their accusations with facts, and then they just dismiss your facts as he's just trying to shield from his racism.
Okay? Whether you're talking about race, okay, maybe not sex, but whether you're talking about race, whether you're talking about gender, whether you're talking about sexual preference or whatever, bro, I probably have the most diverse thing. I have people in my inbox of all different walks of life. There's this one trans girl who messages me all the time, and I don't know why, but we talk all the time. She's a nice person. Her name's Roxanne. Like, what does this have to do with my audience?
They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. Your audience, because you disagreed with them, your audience in their mind is all either straight white men or minorities that are being used by the straight white men to shield them. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. They do not care.
I'm simply posting that this person wants to be a victim in this situation because obviously they do. They want to make this situation about them. Is it about Sweet Baby Inc. or is it about you and your feelings that supposedly you don't have for this situation?
It's 1000% about the journalists. The journalists do not care about the gaming industry. They don't care about the story. They don't care about the truth of the story. They care about the victim narrative that they can build around the story for themselves. That's what they care about.
Because you're big, you're bad, you're strong. But then when people actually start saying, hey, you know what, this is kind of BS, you back down. You back down. But Mr. Diver, oh, he's a holy diver. He doesn't stop there. So then he goes on to say, that I put up in this tweet here, in case you missed it, this is another harassment campaign directed primarily at women in the games business. The signs were there days ago, but now it's clear as day. Obviously, you follow who you like. It's just disappointing to see people who have been around games long enough to surely know how things work put their flag down amongst idiots who have no idea. Do you know who this Mike Diver got? Before we get into that, it's targeting women in gaming. I do a podcast with a woman twice a week. It'll be once a week.
You can do a podcast with 100 women. It doesn't matter.
If we get 500 Patreon backers over on spawncastnetwork.com. One of my good friends in the industry is Celia from Yacht Club Games. I've known her for 4 years.
As a reminder, the people that are telling you that it's about harassing women in the industry are the same group of people that ran a cancel mob campaign full of lies against Gina Carano. But it's all about empowering women. It's not. And anyone that builds their argument around identity is not someone that should be trusted or reasoned
Years
with.
now. We talk pretty much every day. I know her cat's rituals and stuff like that. She's a pretty high up person in the games industry. We still talk every day. She's friends with people. She's friends with the Kotaku girl. I don't care. I have a differentiating opinion than her friend does. What does that mean about anything? You have to like the same people that your friends like. You have to be in the same circle as the people in your friends are. You can't have any outsiders in here. Once again, this is kindergarten shit.
Yes.
Who raised you people? Who raised you people? And once again, I have to bring it back. This has nothing to do with men,
Be careful saying you people, RGT.
women, gay people, trans people. Nothing. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with anything. It has to do with a company that tried to harass a person for making a list. But I want to bring you back to this first tweet. Here because Mike Diver does web things at PlayStation. He also makes books. He likes Saints FC. He's a robot liker, and he has his pronouns in there. Fine. Cool with me.
Of course he has pronouns in his bio. There was never any doubt if he was going to have pronouns in his
Web
bio.
things at PlayStation. That kind of got me thinking. Well, does this person like make PlayStation content, or is this person employed by PlayStation? They're employed by PlayStation. They're actually a public relations person for PlayStation.
Interesting.
Let me bring this back up here. I know a lot of folk in retro game circles follow this guy, but maybe you want to not follow him, actually. Posting this sort of thing says everything about the kind of audience he wants, and you're better than that.
You're better than that.
Mike, you're not better than me in any metric. I don't know you, but to do something like this while working at PlayStation, trying to encourage people that they're bad people for following me and that they should unfollow me, trying to deplatform me because you're friends with Alyssa. First and foremost, what did I say about the video games journalism thing? That it's a cabal, that there's a bunch of people in here and they're all tight-knit and they all suck the teat of the industry. That's why you got people like Greg Miller showing up in Spider-Man games and stuff like that. This person is a PR person.
Greg Miller is literally the worst. Greg Miller is the worst person in the gaming journalist industry. He is awful.
PlayStation, who's friends with a journalist. Seems like a bit of conflict of interest.
So there's still some more time left. So, and there's still some in the beginning too. I want you guys to go over to RGT, his channel, RGT85, and check the video out in its entirety. But the whole thing, yeah, man. I mean, this is going to continue to happen. This gaming stuff is not going away. The industry is panicking right now, and this is a whole different ball game than what it was back in Gamergate 1, because back then they did have more influence and more power. They don't have that influence and power like they used to. We're going to be talking about this. I'm recording this before Tuesday night's main event, but we're going to be talking about all of this tonight on Tuesday night's main event. We're going to have Grums and Cabrutus on, and it's going to be a great discussion. So you will see this video after Tuesday night's main event. So we will have a more in-depth discussion over there. So even if you're watching this video after that and you didn't get a chance to watch Tuesday night's main event live, you can go back and listen to it. I will bring this story up with RGT85 on Tuesday night's main event. But I appreciate you guys checking this out. Also, 8-Bit Eric, 8-Bit Eric actually is the person that kind of started to break this story. So shout out to him as well. By the way, 8-Bit Eric actually does follow me on Twitter. So I appreciate that. I'm not upset about RGT not following me. I'm not. It doesn't bother me. It's fine. Not a big deal. It's fine. Anyway, you guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.